Hello everybody. Now we will go to the next part, that is how to find out the velocity of a slider and crank mechanism, which is also a case of 4-bar mechanism. So let us draw that. Slider and crank mechanism. So I'll draw slider and crank mechanism first. So this is point A, point B here, point C here. This is link number 1, this is link number 1, link number 2, link number 3, link number 4. And then maybe we are given, say, all the links AB, BC, AC, angle BAC, omega of B with respect to A. This one is given. And we are asked to find out the velocity of B with respect to A, velocity of C with respect to B, and velocity of C with respect to A, and angular velocity of C with respect to B. These many things we are asked. These are the things we have to find out. Okay, now let us see what do we do here. Now we are doing most of the things same like what was done, what we had done earlier. Only what to do with the slider, that is the only thing which is new. Otherwise, the rest of the things are almost similar. So we will start with our work by considering link number 2. So consider link number 2, this link. Why do we consider link number 2? Because the equation velocity of any point on a link equal to velocity of a known point on a link plus velocity of unknown point with respect to known point. That equation we can apply to this link because we know the velocity of A to be 0. If you start with link 3, what can you write? Can you write velocity of C equal to velocity of B? Because velocity of B we don't know. So we cannot go to 3. We have to go to link number 2 to begin with. So we write now velocity of any point on this link which you want to find out, B, equal to velocity of A, which you know at 0, plus velocity of B relative to A. So this vector plus this vector equal to this vector. Now what is velocity of B with respect to A? This is equal to length AB multiplied by the angular velocity of B with respect to A. Now here we know both of them, so you know the answer, millimeters per second. So you'll get the velocity of B with respect to A, magnitude how much it is, that we know. Next is link. Now consider link number 3. Now you can go to link number 3 because you know velocity of B. And the vector which you have found out, the magnitude which you have found out, that is here perpendicular. This is velocity of B with respect to A. So consider now link 3. Now what do we say about link 3? Velocity of any point on a link which you want to find out, C. Velocity of C you want to find out, equal to velocity of B which you know. This is velocity of B plus velocity of C with respect to B. Velocity of C with respect to B. So the basic equation we have written. Then what next? In this equation, velocity of B is already known. And about this what you can write? Velocity of C with respect to B is equal to length CB into angular velocity of C with respect to B, r into omega. Now out of that, length you know, length CB you know, but the angular velocity of C with respect to B, what is the angular velocity? Is it like this or is it like this, and how much it is? We don't know. Right now we don't know. So because we don't know this, you cannot find out the answer. But you know that magnitude, say you can say magnitude not known. Magnitude you don't know. But you know that direction is, right here, direction is perpendicular to line BC. The direction will be perpendicular like this. So if I draw a line perpendicular to this line, perpendicular to BC line is drawn. Now on this line, there will be this velocity. Velocity of C with respect to B will be, it will be either like this or it will be like this. One of the two will be the velocity of C with respect to B, which we don't know at the moment. Okay, so what do we do next? Now at this stage, we have to in fact I need some space here to write down, so you jot down this first, then I will remove this and then I will explain the further part in this blank space, so you just write this down. Okay, so now let us go to the next link, that is link 4. So consider link 4 now. Consider link 4, which is a slider. Now can we write down similar equation here? Velocity of any point on a link equal to velocity of known point. Now on this link, which point you want to find out velocity and which point velocity you know. Take 2 points, one point you want to find out the velocity, other point you know its velocity. Can there be, is it possible? Suppose I take any 2 points here, you will find the entire slider is having same velocity. All the points on the slider, they will have same velocity. And we don't know that velocity. So this kind of equation you will not be able to write. You will not be able to write this kind of equation in this format for a slider. So what do we do? What we were doing by doing this, what we were doing? By doing this, we were trying to find out a vector. And that vector we were knowing by, we were knowing that vector by the direction, and by magnitude we were not knowing. Say like velocity of C, we'll write, what is velocity of C? We'll write magnitude we don't know, but direction we still know. So that is what we'll write here. Velocity of point C with respect to fixed point. Now this A point with this A point, this whole thing is fixed. So with respect to A, velocity of C with respect to A is, we'll not write now length into omega because it doesn't have angular velocity. So what we'll do, we'll say that magnitude not known. We don't know magnitude. But the direction, what is the direction of velocity of C? Along the path. Along the path. Path means its path is like this. So the velocity of C will be either here or there, parallel to whatever is the path that is shown. According to this path, it is horizontal. So we know the direction along the path. In this direction it will be there. So we have gone for all the 3 links. We have written link 1, then link 2, then link 3, and now link 4. Nothing more can be done beyond this point unless you go to polygon now. So now is the time to draw a polygon, which I will start from here, velocity polygon, like last time. So let us try to draw the velocity polygon. For doing that, we have to first set some scale. And how do you set a scale? Velocity of B with respect to A. This velocity we know completely by its magnitude as well as direction. This is the direction and magnitude we have calculated, omega into r. So by that length magnitude, you decide certain scale, and now we draw this vector here. How do we draw the vector? We draw the vector such that we take a point which is representing velocity of 0 point, the point whose velocity is 0, and then we write this vector parallel to this, and this is velocity of B with respect to A, and this point is B. So this vector we are represented here, parallel to what is drawn there. Now the next thing is consider link 3. Here what we have written, velocity of now C with respect to B. It will have its arrow or the head at C and tail at B. Now B is here. So this vector will be having tail at B and somewhere there will be C. So this vector, we don't know its magnitude, but we know its direction is like this. In this direction, along this line somewhere it will be there. So we now draw a line parallel to this from point B, which I do like this. A line is drawn parallel to, or rather perpendicular to line CB. This line is drawn perpendicular to line CB. So here also we have drawn a line perpendicular to line CB to show that velocity of C with respect to B is along this line somewhere. So suppose C is here, then this is the velocity of C with respect to B and the head is here. If C is here, then this will be the velocity with the arrowhead here. Now how do you find out C? For that, let us go to the next equation. Now this says velocity of C with respect to A. A means A. So this vector will have its tail at A and head at C. But the magnitude we don't know, direction is along the path. Now this is the path, so direction, this vector is going to be like this. So this velocity of C with respect to A vector, if you want to show here, what do? We draw a line like this from point A. Why point A? Because this vector is going to pass from point A. So let us draw a line like this, and we say that it is parallel to path. Parallel to path of C. We are drawn one line. So on this line C will lie, and that will represent velocity of C with respect to A wherever the point C is, which we don't know. So now what has happened? According to this direction along the path, we are drawn this line and C is going to lie on this line. According to this, magnitude not known, direction perpendicular to BC, we are drawn this line saying that C will be lying on this line, but where, that we don't know. So if C is on this line and C is on this line, that means C is here. So point C, which we wanted to find out for solving this problem, is now obtained. So you'll find we have done almost similar. Only thing is, this was a new concept. This was something new. For that we have drawn a line like this. So after you do this, now you can show this vector which we were not knowing here. Its magnitude we were not knowing. Now you can say magnitude we know. This is the vector. Velocity of C with respect to A vector is this vector. So we came to know its length means direction, magnitude. Direction we already know. So this vector, out of these two, this is the direction. So this is not correct. This is correct. So this is the vector C with respect to A. And its magnitude is here. Now here this vector was not known. Magnitude was not known. Now you can see it is available. Velocity of C with respect to B. Head is at C, tail is at B. So that vector will be, if you can show it like this. This is velocity of C with respect to B. And this vector is here. So we were earlier saying it could be here, C could be here, I mean the vector could be here, or vector could be like this. Now we saw that this is the correct direction. So that means this is not correct. This is correct. So this vector is the velocity of C with respect to B. So this vector has come here. That means what? This point C will be seen by a person standing at B. This point will be seen moving in this direction. That means angular velocity will be this and not this. So we will remove this. And this is the correct. So this is the angular velocity of C with respect to B in the anti-clockwise direction. So now what we do is, after we do this much, we have found out the answers which were initially not known. So magnitude was not known, here it is obtained. Magnitude was not known, here it is obtained. So the answers which were not known we got by the graphical method, and as a result you can say that this was known earlier, this is obtained here, and this is obtained here, and this is also obtained. Now what is this? This is not yet obtained, but we can find out that. So I'll just write what I wanted to write down here. I'll write here. From polygon we can say velocity of C with respect to B is equal to this much, and it is also equal to length CB into omega. So this is known, length is known, so omega of C with respect to B, omega of C with respect to B. See, this is omega of C, same equation I have written here. So now this can be obtained because velocity is known and length is known. Velocity is directly known from here, length is known, so that you can find out this. So that when you obtain, you can, I'll write maybe here, omega of C with respect to B is so and so by dividing this, and the answer is in radians per second, and the answer is not yet over because it's just the magnitude of this angular velocity. At what rotational velocity it is rotating, it is this much, and the direction is like this, so which we write anti-clockwise, ACW. So the answer will be, this much will be the answer of this. Magnitude this much and direction is anti-clockwise. How we found out anti-clockwise? By putting this vector here. Such that its tail will be at C and the head will be there because this is the vector, and that vector is called as velocity of C with respect to B. It is at C and you are looking from B. Why are you putting it here? Why not here? Because that is what we have done all the time. See, how was this vector? Velocity of B with respect to a vector was having its tail at A, tail at B, and this was a vector. So velocity of C with respect to B vector is starting from C. This was starting from B, going in this direction, starting from C, going in this direction. So that is how we got the answers of all the things which were asked. So we got all the answers what were asked, so that you can write down. Then we will see some more variations which are existing in this case. So at the moment try to understand this and jot this down very well. So we have seen slider and crank mechanism, how to analyze. Now we'll see some more variations which are there in this. So let me draw the figure again. This is what we have drawn. And this was the answer. We got the answer that slider is going in this direction. This link was moving like this by the analysis what we have done. Now suppose in this same example there is some variation like this, and I am just let's say making a change here such that this point C, it is still the same, but the slider is the path of the slider is like this, so it will go maybe there. Now how do you solve this? Same way, but at one stage in the earlier case when the slider was like this and the path was like this, that time we have said that velocity of C will be along this path, and then in the vector, in the equation, see our first vector came like this, velocity of B with respect to E. Okay, then we have drawn one line perpendicular like this, and after that we have drawn a line like this because that was the path. Now the path is this way, so we have to draw a line parallel to this path like this, and wherever this meets, this will be C. This is of course A. So what is the difference here? The path along the path, the line which we had drawn along the path last time like this time it will be like this because the path is like this. Accordingly, the figure has changed, the lengths have changed, the magnitudes, everything will change. So the meaning of path, how we do is like this. Okay, so this is one thing we are supposed to know. The other thing is, you can make a note of this. Point C here is of course A and B. Now what we show is, we show a slider like this, and the path is like this. Not path actually, the surface. The surface on which it is sliding is like this. Now what will happen? It will still perform a reciprocating motion, but it will do it like this. Like this it will do. Now what will happen? What will happen now? Now first thing is, this is rotating about a point which is here. It has got a center of rotation here. So because of that, there will be some change which we will have to maybe take into consideration at that point. Suppose this is the position at the moment, this is like this. So the present condition is such, in the drawing which is shown, the velocity will be like this or like this. So still it will be the same, because the path has come, its movement at this time is like this. Therefore the figure will come the same. But suppose it is in some other position, then the line will have to be drawn, path will be shown like this. If this is the position, if this is the position, path will be like this. So that change you will have to take into consideration. So first vector will be like this, perpendicular vector will be like this, and the next vector will be depending on like this or like this or like this, depending on the position of this